Hello and welcome to my first reading of my very own fanfiction. So I am Katusha01 or the servant of Nitai-Gauranga on YouTube. So this fanfiction, I started quite a year ago. I'm a Vaishnavi. Basically, I worship Krishna. Already right now, those who know Shin Megami Tensei will be you know, they know where I'm going. They probably know about it. Just the fact that I do worship Krishna, that have given my life to him. So I'll kind of tell you where the direction of the story. So here we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This fanfiction is obviously written by a Hare Krishna devotee from Montreal and an ex-otaku. Alright, maybe not so. I am planning on appearing on showing up for Comic Con and Otakuton dressed up as Krishna, Zero from the Mega Man series with a twist, and maybe even Mega Man with a twist. The moment I heard Krishna was in Shin Megami Tensei, I was ecstatic. When I learned I'd taken the role of a villain, I sort of became mad, or madder than usual. Then I became inspired to write, to share Krishna as he is in all his glories and sweetness. This piece of fan fiction is extremely special, for it has been blessed with the wisdom of many of my teachers and spiritual master. May it give you, to whoever has the fortune of reading this fanfiction, pure love of God and the ultimate goal of life. This work is not perfect, but Srila Prabhupada wrote in his translation of the Srimad Bhagavatam that even if imperfect, any work glorifying the Lord is topmost in quality due to its ever perfect subject. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5. No, wait. Okay. Canto 1, Verse 5. No. Sorry, I'm not. Okay, let's forget about that. Om Tat Sat. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Nanashi raised his head as the wonderful ethereal song reached his ears. It was just one of those days when he would stand guard beside a dumpster. So the distraction was well appreciated, especially when he had to suffer through his sister singing the old Carousel Vaganihi tune for the up-tenth time. Closing his eyes and tuning out his surrounding, the young cadet absorbed himself in a mysterious song. Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudan Girigdari Gopinath Madhana Mohan. It felt so familiar. It felt like home, like a dream long forgotten on the threshold of remembrance. If not for the fact that the singer moved further away, his voice becoming intelligible. Nanashi knew had the feeling he would have remembered where he had heard it last. Seriously, what is this song? And who is singing like this? He wondered as the desire to meet the singer bloomed in his heart. Looking back to where his adopted sister was still engrossed in her dumpster diving endeavor, the punk in green evaluated the risk and benefit of following his ears and heart to the singer. Let's see, the place is clear, and knowing Nikari, nothing will get past his watch. Azahi is still very busy, and it's like bloody boring. On the other hand, if I am caught straying from her, the bus will rip me a new one. He shuddered at the prospect, and yet he was not really one to follow the rules, and he really wanted to meet the singer before something happened to him. Yo, Azahi, he called out to his sister. I'm going to take a leak. Don't do anything stupid, okay? Azahi had popped out of the dumpster she had been raiding for 20 minutes now, leering at him with curled lip and narrowed eyes as if he had informed her of something worse. Don't tell me. Oh, fine. I can take care of myself. Thank you for the TMI, by the way. Nanashi grinned. I'm just following the standard protocol, sis. Azahi widened her eyes in joke shock. Wait, you? Following protocol? Hey, shut up. It was only this one time. Can I go now? I really need to follow the singer, not that she needed to know, but just for emphasis, he began hopping from one leg to another. Yes, it looks stupid, but he really did have this urge to just bolt from there and find that singer. Yeah, just go do whatever you want, but remember to keep this updated and find something cool or Nikari will really roast you this time. And as she smiled broadly, after throwing a quick thank over his shoulder, he began to chase the elusive singer, without considering that it could very well be a demon like a siren. But then, the young anarchist had never met one, let alone a male. As he followed the wonderful song, already the singer was far enough that the lyric were rendered an indistinct mess in the maze of the dilapidated Kinshicho district. Eventually, he arrived at where the song resounded the loudest and clearest. There he met a sight that will never leave his mind eyes. There was a young man of peerless beauty, dressed in bright orange bedsheet. He was bare-chested, bearing a flower garland and another orange blanket around his shoulder. On his there was also a string instrument the stranger strummed expertly as he sang and danced exuberantly, making his matted lock a golden hair flared like an extraordinary corona. Nanashi just stood there, staring at the dancing, glowing man. He looked so out of place in the gloom of Tokyo, as if the sun had gone down to hang out with the unclean crowd of Narako. Intoxicated with his dancing and chanting, the men swayed and cried tears of joy, belting out a soulful Sanskrit chant that stirred the teen's heart more than a sappy movie. Yes, my Nana, she loves sappy movie. As to what he was chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And like with the previous song, it made Nanashi shed some tears as a distinct feeling of having found a precious treasure once flooded his entire being. I know this song. Where have I heard it? And why is this man so familiar? He thought as he wiped away his unceasing tears, glad that no one was seeing this display. He was already pretty delicate and unsure of his orientation. He did not need more fuel to feed this particular fire. Scratch that, the stranger took notice, and then grabbed the 15-year-old boy by the hand as he swayed in pure bliss. "Oh, glories of all glories!" he joyfully declared with an accent never heard by the Underdome dweller. "I came to this place expecting to find a spiritual void bereft of any type of devotion, and then you came tasting the nectar of a sweet name like a devotee." The exuberant stranger extolled as he embraced the youth to his chest in the greatest bear hug known to humanity. "Tell me, O fortunate child, who are you? Who are your parents? Where do you reside, and who is your guru?" Nadashi just stood there, not sure if he should fight his way out or not do anything, and finally realized that the glowing stranger did not touch the ground, and the touch of his hand — he had released the boy, but not his hand, it seems — gave the young teen a very blissful feeling, more intense than the marrying Karen spell, but better and without uncontrollable lust. "I'm Nanashi. I'm an orphan. I live here, and what the hell's a guru? And just who are you?" There, he was back to his normal self. At the mention of his unfortunate lack of biological parents and crooked answer, the stranger looked compassionately at the young punk, calming down from whatever had buzzed him so hard. "Ah, I see. To answer your question, my name is Narada Muni. I am but a servant of the Lord of the Universe, Bhagavan Shri Krishna. As a guru, is one who recognized his disciple to the supreme and absolute truth and reestablished them in his eternal service to God. The moment the word God left Narada's mouth, the boy in greed ripped away his hand from the soft grip of Narada and drew out his katana. Shit, he must be an angel. I'm so screwed. Surprised and worried at the way Nanashi had reacted, Narada tried his best to pacify the boy. Ah, Shantihi, please be at peace. What caused you this reaction? You know I do not wish you any type of harm. Bullshit, you and angels are all the same. Sorry. Bullshit. Sorry, Krishna. You angels are all the same, Nanashi growled. You keep killing us human left and right in the name of God just because we're not pure enough. We will not worship your God. Better die free, he boldly declared to Narada in a show of defiance. Sure, he could run, but he also knew that he would not survive the chase. Better I let him kill me now than lead me to my sister and teachers, he thought as he mentally prepared for his imminent demise. Narada just looked extremely puzzled and saddened at the teen's reaction. But why do you think? The angel in orange trailed off for a moment, his eyes opened wide. Oh no, my Lord Shri Krishna is not like that. He is an unlimited ocean of mercy and a reservoir of sweetness, he soothed. The boy raised a brow, his katana still poised. Oh, you unfortunate child. You have been bewildered by the false god of this infernal play. At those words, Narada lowered his sword. Obviously, your so-called God and my master are not the same persons. My master, the supreme personality of Godhead, is an ocean of mercy and the best friend and well-wishers of all living entity. Yeah, sure, Nashi spoke out. Pull the other one, it has bells on it. This caused an amused smile to bloom on the face of the great sage. Indeed. Well, since I will obviously not be able to convince you with words, and since you appreciated my singing of his name and glories, I, Narada Muni, will give you the greatest of boon, he said as he opened his right hand, palm outward in a sign of benediction. Nanashi tensed in anticipation. It could be anything, an attack, a curse, a blessing in disguised. Very soon, you will experience the sweetness of my Lord and Master, Bhagavan Shri Krishna. As you embark on an adventure that will change many lives, you will gain his ever-precious association and service as he enacts yet another one of his wonderful pastimes. May you meet many great souls and find your true family, and may love of God bloom in your heart. I give you this blessing, that the Lord of all Lord, the Master and Generator of all universes, and the Lord of the Gopis of Raja, your eternal Master, always remain with you. A shiver went up Nanashi's spine. What the hell? Now, I wish I could remain longer to teach you the sublime process of Bhakti Yoga, but unfortunately, I must depart. And then, Narada Muni was gone. No, he hadn't blinked. He had kept staring at Narada as he waited for the other shoe to drop. And then he was just gone, leaving Nanashi all alone in the blocked-off street of Kinshicho, wondering what the hell that was all about. Okay, that was weird, he thought as he put away his carbon katana as he surveyed his surrounding. There was no sign that Narada had ever been there, nor any demon. Taking a step back, his foot made something slid on the ground with a clattering noise. Oh, hey, a smartphone. He picked up the piece of technology off the ground and tried to boot it up, but the screen remained black. Well, at least I have something to show now. Putting his meeting with Narada and his blessing behind him, Nanashi somehow managed to find his way back to the team, whom, by the time he returned, were planning a search for him since he had been gone for half an hour. Well, at least the corner of Nikari's mouth had a bit of an upturned twist. So while he was mad, and rightly so, Nanashi knew it would not last long, like last time. In the control room, chaos reigned and a feeling of utter hopelessness pervaded the atmosphere as the countdown to impact inexorably ticked down. Static. Suddenly, one of the tech guys screamed something about Flynn being on camera 4, so everyone turned their gaze at the otaku turned samurai. I want to save everyone, no matter the cost. He spoke with resolution as he drew the legendary Masakado sword. The countdown until the nuclear head obliterated Tokyo neared zero. A monstrous head of what was probably Masakado engulfed Flynn's own, ready to accept the sacrifice. And then, the youngest member of the counter-demon force, a pair of hands mercifully hid Nanashi's eyes from the gruesome display. They were so soft and fragrant, soothing like moonlight. Whoops, that's not for you anymore, spoke a young man with a voice as deep as the rumbling of the firmament during an earthquake, and yet 1,000 times sweeter than... Actually, Nanashi had nothing to compare it with. His voice literally was the first time he had experienced sweetness. He tried to turn around, and when he succeeded, a powerful and all-pervading light blinded the boy. It was so powerful, the dreaming youth thought he would forget himself in the bliss of painlessness, becoming one with all. No, please do not lose yourself in my light. For now, just remain Nanashi. Later, you will have another name and your eternal identity. The source of the light spoke, his voice pervading the ether. Who are you? What do you want of me? The boy asked. Oh, so you have forgotten about me, spoke the light, his disappointment very clear. I am the Supreme Brahman, or Supreme Spirit, but God may be more familiar to you. The light, God, spoke gently. And I just wanted to meet you. Why? Nanashi asked. Because I miss you. These words, because I miss you. Those words, heavy with love, made Nanashi reeled. And then his sister woke him up. They had training session with Nikari in Kinshisho Park, and once again, he had been oversleeping, in her opinion. All right, Nanashi, good job, cheered Asahi. You're a natural at it. Nanashi just shrugged as he cleaned his sword. He just knew how to wield the katana well, and his aim was true. It took him a lot of practice to get to that level, and a pair of exceptional teachers. But he knew he was not at his best, his mind still lingering on last night's dream. It's just a dream, a stupid dream when God missed me. I swear, it must have been this Narada. Nanashi, is everything all right? You look spaced out, Asahi gently asked her adopted brother. It's another one of those dreams, isn't it? The one with the crucified boy. He nodded. For as long as he could remember, he had been plagued with very intense dreams. Some were of the past, when the bedrock dome was erected to protect them from the ICBM and locking them up with the demons. Other times, it was about a boy with blue hair being attacked by a mask-wearing demon. Usually, he had guns for finger in those. And other time, it was about a woman who had his eyes and very uncommon hair. She looked so much like him. But those were just dreams. Dreams he would relate to his sister when she would wake him up. Of course, the current dream, the one about God missing him, definitely would not fly. He had heard hunters being killed for less than that, and thus he had lied. Asahi patted him on the back. Well, that sucks. Anyway, I think we practiced enough. Let's go to report back at the fountain. Grabbing both his hand, she led Nanashi to where their mentor waited for them. Both men were speaking about something while absent-mindedly flexing and rubbing their left arm. Nanashi, you were distracted today, commented Nikari. The older demon hunter spoke as less of a reproach and more as an observation. Yeah, weird dream. And then there is yesterday's escapade. Nanashi shrunk under the older hunter's disapproving gaze. Yo, Nick! Cut the kid some slack, would ya? It's just 15, you know? Stuff's a changin'. Manabu spoke as he gave a meaningful glance at the old man of the group, who simply rolled his eyes and massaged his nose. Nanashi just kept a stone-like expression. He knew what Nabu was referring to, but, well, he just never had something like that. Something about being malnourished and lacking sunlight, the doctor said. Nonetheless, you and your sister have improved tremendously. Soon enough, you will both have your own smartphone and demons. This made Asahi squeal in pure delight. That should do for now. Let's be on our way. Nikari spoke as he smiled to Nanashi, and the boy knew his past transgression was somewhat forgiven. Nanashi paused as he rubbed his left arm. It was twitching like crazy, and for some reason his gut told him something not so good was going to happen. Noticing his unease, Asahi tried to break the overall tension. Was fighting hard, Nanashi? Really? Nah, not really. The one-grin shrugged. Killing demon never caused him any problem, especially those who were known man-eater, meaning most of them. You really held out your own out there, she commented with a tender smile that did not do anything to ease the tense atmosphere. Suddenly, shadows fell from the sky, and an overpowering smell of expensive perfume choked their lungs. Immediately, both elder hunters surrounded the two cadets, and not a moment too soon, for they were now surrounded by a group of demons, all of them gazing at the small human group like a butcher carcass. Shit. Somehow, this one word by Manabu explained the situation perfectly. Out of the horde of demon, one walked out, and Nanashi did not know if he should be extremely scared or extremely amused. The mix of the two was very peculiar to say the least. It was an unholy mix between a unicorn, or an ass, and a peacock decorated with piercings, purple makeup, and what he hoped were false eyelashes. The fabulous being sashayed from between the other demon, towering over them. Swaying his hip like a pendulum, he opened his tail and struck a pose, some flames elegantly curling from his plump purple lips. I am Adramalesh, he introduced himself with a flourish, loyal servant and sworn knight of the demon lord Lucifer. The group of surrounded humans looked at one another. On one side, they knew they were doomed. There was no way they could beat this demon. And on the other, if a lipstick-wearing unicock peacorn thing was his lieutenant, it spoke volume about the fallen angel. The hybrid continued. There had been talk of Merkabah's descent from the sky tower, and we came to have a little look-see. Of course, his reddish gaze hungrily scanned the only humans around. After such a long and arduous trek, my soldier and I found our stomachs howling in anger. Now both elder hunter cursed vehemently as they moved in front of the two underage teen. Nanashi stuck close to his sister. He was sure he would survive, since over the year it had been made very clear he was hard to kill. His sister, on the other hand. I digress. Word is that you humans have started feeding on the flesh of the demons. Adramales put a claw hand on his full, colorful hips. I can't say I disapprove. It's just the law of nature that the strong rules the weak. He flipped his red hair. It's a dog-eat-dog world after all. This caused all of his underlings to cheers, and a sure feeling of doom descended on Nanashi. Forget about Asahi. I don't even think I will survive. He felt his sister move closer to him, looking at her, and as she could see only fear in her eyes. It was obvious she was regretting her decision to become a hunter by now. The boy in green held Azahi's trembling hand. They may not survive, but he would always be there for her. Somehow. Yo, a Dramalesh! This was Manabu. The Rasta hunter brazenly took a step forward. We get you. You and your team starving, and we're probably the only guys you found. Adramalesh raised a well-groomed eyebrow. Let's make a deal, shall we? Nikari spoke after meaningfully looking at Manabu. You eat me and Manabu, and you let the 2 children go. What? No! Azahi screamed. Nanashi held his sister. He didn't like it, but he knew where they wanted to lead the demon. Yeah, man. Me and Nick are old. We need more meat for you and your army. Those 2 kids are scrawny, barely any fat on them, and full of bones. Better you eat us. Besides, you bet you never tasted the Brazilian before. Oh, Manabu. No. Nanashi felt so powerless. He could try to take on a Dramalech, but he doubted he would survive to do more than a few scratches. Adramalech scratched his chin with a well-manicured claw. Well, I will admit we're running out of variety down here, and you 2 look both well-seasoned and exotic. Manabu lowered his shoulder as a ray of hope, at least for the siblings, pierced the cloud of doom. And then Adramalech smirked in a way that mercilessly snuffed his newborn hope. But I'm more of a quantity over quality type of guy, if you catch my drift. Shit. Besides, you don't expect us to wage a war while famished now, don't you? The demon assembled, then moved closer, as a fancy unicorn smoothly danced his way toward his next meal. Nikari unsheathed his sword, and Manabu cursed at the storm as he belatedly realized that his smartphone did not charge the night before. Nanashi pushed his sister behind him as he took out his own sword, and Azahi her riot stick. Get ready! Here they come! And so the horde was, lunging at the quatuor with abandon, knowing full well that he would feast on the flesh of the young, but not without a fight. Manabu and Nikari showed why they were viewed in high esteem by the rest of the Hunter Alliance, killing demons left and right, while Azahi and her brother also held their own, but not for long. Adramalech, who had been standing back from the action site, oh, I almost feel bad for you. But unfortunately, the world Lord Lucifer wants to create is for the strong only. The weak, that's you, are food. He raised his freshly manicured claw. I grow bored, and you're just making your flesh tougher. He snapped his finger. Aguilau! Flames shot from his hand and engulfed the party. Nanashi and Nikari barely managed to escape the inferno, but not Azahi. Jumping in front of her, Manabu took the brunt of the flames. Azahi! Manabu! Nanashi screamed as the sight of his favorite mentor and adopted sister became obscured by the bright, intense flame. When the blaze relented, it was revealed that the Rasta hunter succeeded in protecting the daughter of the Kinshisho master at the price of his own life. As he reeled back from the gruesome scene, Adramalech began laughing. Whoopsies! Might have left that one in the oven too long. The thing lazily gazed at the 2 fighters. Boy, you should see the look on your face. Can you do more than that? Nanashi and Nikari turned to the demon with only one desire in mind, to murder that unholy son of the devil. The cadet in green was about to lunge for the kill when the surviving adult beat him to it. Slipping past the rows of underling, he managed to get close enough to Adramalech to get to his jugular, or close to it. The demon caught him before any damage could be done. What in the world? I bet that butter knife couldn't even cut through paper. He threw Nikari away with his sharp claws, tearing the armor and the soft flesh under. Not to be deterred, Nikari grabbed his knife and, catching Lucifer's lieutenant by surprise, stabbed him as close to the heart as he could. Ah! How could you? You marred my build, you bastard! Adramelech spat as he once again swiped away the hunter. He then pulled out the knife and casually brushed away the wound. You must think this is all so unfair. In truth, it's no different than you consuming the flesh of the demons. It's merely a law of nature. Nanashi swallowed hard. He knew that fact full well. He never liked to eat them, especially when he had heard the demons speak before. In intelligence and speech, and even in the way they dealt with one another, demons were not at all that different from humans, especially now. He shook his head. Nanashi, you're about to get killed and eaten. Now is not the time for philosophy. The bleeding Nikari turned to the sibling, holding his ribs. You two, run! Forget about the food. Just get back to the association. Now you're telling us? Nanashi internally screamed as he grabbed his sister's hand and attempted to do as he was ordered. What? Oh, no, that won't do either. I don't care how much about giving chase. This was what Nanashi heard as he dodged and slashed away at the demon as he desperately ran to the association, his home for 10 years now. But as they were about to clear the horde, an infernal heat washed over them. And then he felt a powerful shove, sending him and Zazahi careening to the side. As they fell in a heap, the siblings saw their second mentor, Nikari, burn as he saved them. As he fell onto the ground, the elder hunter, now burned beyond recognition, spoke to them with great difficulty. I'm sorry. I dragged you into this. Those were his last words as he exited his charred body, taking on the ghostly appearance of a tortured soul. Nikari! As he screamed, as Nanashi held her. This can't be happening. We have to run. No, shit, come on, let's scram. But he knew their chance of survival was slim. They were still woefully too far away from any type of help. Besides, the enemies had taken the death of Nikari as a prime opportunity to surround the sibling once more, and this time they would not let them break out. Adramelech walked toward them, chuckling to himself. Oh my, what an entertaining meal! Too bad we lost a too big one. You will do just fine, especially you, little virgin. He spoke as he licked his purple lips. You will eat Zahi. The fire of indignation burned away his flight response. There was no way he would let the freak get his sister, not without a fight. Taking his sword again, the young cadet lunged at the peacock demon in a futile attempt to buy some time for Zahi to run. Ooh, feisty one, aren't you? All right, sweetheart. Time to go night-night. Adramelech grabbed the carbon sword, snapping it in two, and then plunged his sharp claws into Nanashi's chest. The boy in green tried to scream his pain, but only blood came out of his mouth as the demoniac lieutenant pulled out his heart and crushed it. As darkness engulfed his consciousness, Nanashi desperately turned around. Azahi, his sister, his best friend. She was screaming his name. I felt her. Oh God, please, help. And this was chapter 1. I apologize for my accent. I also apologize for my stumbling. This is the first time I do it. I did it in two take. Come more for the other chapter.